Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and I don't know what it is, but I feel especially 90s. I don't know if it's the middle part with something aqua blue on, but I feel like I saw this in some type of old sitcom when I was growing up. But anyway, as most of you probably already know, since we're a more RPG-centric channel, when it comes to this weekend and the Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay drops, we are going hard in the paint, no breaks. But leading up to that, I imagine it'll be a somewhat slow news week, except for today, where we not only got the amazing Astral Chain reviews, I cannot wait, but on top of that, we also got a look at Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. And I thought to myself that since I'm going to be doing a little more TV and film content, and by that I mean talking about The Mandalorian, talking about the Witcher TV show, because I feel those are relevant to what I do here. I love Star Wars, as a lot of you know, but also The Witcher, very relevant in the terms of an RPG channel. So I thought I'd get things kind of rolling by talking about the recent footage we saw for Rise of Skywalker. And overall, I really just want to talk about two things that I noted during this quick peek we got at the movie. And I usually try to go on a bit of a media blackout when it comes to movies and shows I'm very interested in, because it's very rare. I'm usually always gaming. That's my primary source of entertainment. Not only is it my job, but it's my favorite hobby in the world. But let's not beat around the bush. Let's talk about the main scene from this entire trailer that's got a lot of theories going on, a lot of conversation going on, and that obviously is Rey falling to the dark side, or I should really put that in heavy air quotes, dark side Rey. Oh man. Okay, so let me start off with this. It's Disney, okay? Disney ain't gonna make their girl go to the dark side. I'm sorry, I gotta break it to you that way. And if they were, they wouldn't have put it in the trailer, okay? Because that would not have served the story properly in any sense or form if it was reserved for a plot twist. What it's designed to do is exactly what's happening right now. I'm talking about it, lots of people are talking about it, tons of theories are being sent around, and it's just like Episode 8 all over again with Snoke and all of these grand power theories when it may just amount to nothing. And so, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, take it at face value. It's probably just a reflection, a clone, a dream, her confronting the dark side of herself. And it's an interesting thought that she could fall, because she does sometimes sympathize with Kylo Ren. We really saw that in Episode 8, and I thought that was one of the more strong aspects of that movie, that relationship between Rey and Kylo Ren. But we see them also battling in what seems to be like a final battle area. So once again, I'm not really holding my breath, but if she were to fall, now spoiler warning for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. If you haven't played it, I've recommended it on my channel for years and years. I probably make a weekly recommendation on it because it's my favorite game of all time. But if you have yet to experience the big plot twist, then I am about to spoil it for you, so watch at your own risk. But anyway, there's a point in the game where Bastila gets captured and falls to the dark side. And I couldn't help but when I saw dark side Rey with the black clothing on and the double-bladed lightsaber that was red, I just got Bastila Shan vibes. And part of it's also the way Rey looks. I don't know, something about Daisy Ridley just reminds me of Bastila. But if they ever took the route of letting Rey fall to the dark side, I imagine it would sort of be like the canon of KOTOR 1, where obviously Revan steps in and gets her to fall back into the light side. I feel it would be a brief back and forth. But also, when you look at the last couple of movies, I don't think I can recall a time where I looked at Rey and said, oh, it seems like she's dabbling in the dark arts a little bit. You know, I never really got that vibe from her, which once again, I think supports the theory that this is just her confronting something she may be struggling with, or it's just a reflection or a clone or whatever. But still, it looks dope. But all I'm saying with this part of the video is keep expectations in check, because I'm really not expecting anything. And hey, if it goes the other way, then wow, will that be a great surprise. The other aspect I wanted to touch on before I wrap the video up was really the scope, scale, and touch on the feels that this trailer had in particular. I thought it was really smart to start off noting like every Star Wars adventure, because you're so used to, if you're me, who loves Star Wars Episode 3, and I admittedly am not the biggest fan of the prequels, but I enjoyed them, right? Like, I don't hate them or think they should be erased from Star Wars. I like them enough, personally, but 3 still remains that guilty pleasure favorite movie in the entire franchise, and oh god, I can feel a lot of people getting upset with me now. I think it's just because that's the first Star Wars movie I really fell in love with. I remember going to see it in theaters with my parents and just walking out and being thrilled about a different form of Star Wars outside of KOTOR. But what's happening throughout the beginning of this trailer is they're marking a lot of major moments throughout Star Wars history, about like 40 years spanned across this Skywalker saga. And it gets you thinking and where you were with each of these movies and how they've impacted you. And to see them even put like the Darth Maul fight in there was kind of crazy, right? It's just insane to see them note the prequels, but it's when it hit me truly, wow, this is the end of the whole Skywalker story. And after this, it's going to be something brand new, which is exciting. It is time to move on. And I'd already accepted it and even encouraged it, but just when you see those opening shots and it hits you, you're like, wow, you know, all this is somewhat intentionally, somewhat unintentionally amounted to this, which hopefully is a movie that does justice, because I know this latest trilogy has been a little controversial. I think a lot of people thought Episode 7 played it too close to A New Hope, and well, we know what happened with The Last Jedi. I still thought it was a fun movie, although after watching a lot of breakdowns and criticism and whatnot, even my favorite fight scene in the entire movie kind of got ruined, where over time you could see it was very flawed. So I really hope that Episode 9 is a lot cleaner, but doesn't play it safe, maybe dabbles in a couple of character deaths. Something that, for example, Finn in Episode 7 should have died in Episode 8, didn't die. So that's another reason why I don't think Disney's going to suddenly take Daisy Ridley and put her on the dark side, because it's like, what? You know, they took no leaps with any of their characters throughout this entire series of movies. Why would they all of a sudden do it now? Well, go big or go home, do some character deaths, make it meaningful, make it impactful, and I think maybe you can have yourself an even better movie. But overall, those are just some passing thoughts on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Can't wait to see what the Emperor's doing here, by the way, too. I think it's going to be interesting to pretty much see that he's been messing with them for generations, and that alone is exciting. So there's a lot of exciting prospects with this movie, more so than we can really note with previous entries. The big hype around Force Awakens is really Star Wars is back. With The Last Jedi, it was really about what's going to happen with Luke. But this time around, it's like, wow, this is the end of it all. How are they going to handle it? Is it going to be sort of like an Endgame type movie where it's going to be super long? Because that's the only way I feel they could fit in some meaningful character development and squeeze in maybe Rey falling to the dark side and coming back or something along those lines. But we'll see in due time, ladies and gentlemen. Those are just my thoughts on the latest footage, and I thought I'd share them with you guys. So thank you so much for sitting down with me, chat, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments down below. Hopefully there are more people out there who are like me and really like Revenge of the Sith. All the memes and the good stuff in there, and the bad stuff. There's bad stuff in that movie, but I will talk with all of you soon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that, as it fuels all the content I create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.